Solana family, welcome back to the Crypto ZX channel. You guys can tell by the title of the video, we're going to be talking about Sol, understanding what's happening with the native tokens price, and of course what we could be expecting as we do go further, obviously, into the month of April. So if you're enjoying these Solana updates, I do want you guys to, obviously smash that like button, hit that red subscribe button. But without further ado, let's take a look at what's happening. So if you're looking across the market right now, we're seeing a lot of green, as you can see, across the market. Sol also up about 1.2%. If you're looking at it on a weekly time frame, Solana up 14.2%. And of course, on the monthly time frame, it is one of the very few coins that's still up. Obviously, nothing crazy, but it is one of the coins that is still up right now, which of course is something that we shouldn't really be ignoring. But looking at the price right now, $134.07, up 1.4% in Bitcoin comparative. Market cap at $69.2 billion in the 24-hour trading volume at about $3.9 billion. Before we get into any further, as always, just a quick disclaimer, anything on this channel is not financial advice. Always do your own due diligence and research when you are investing in crypto. Now, a lot of people, within the Solana community are stating that, things are starting to heat up once again. If you're looking at on-chain metrics, I understand, where people are coming from. Look at DeFi. DeFi Llama says, the TVL is back above 7 billion, currently sitting at $7.17 billion, which of course is nice to see. Again, obviously, long ways to go to where we were just a few months ago, but again, progress is being made. Look at the Solana generated more revenue in Q1 2025 than all the other layer 1s and layer 2 chains combined. And what have I been saying from the beginning to you guys? This cycle belongs to Sol. Look at the difference between the biggest competitor, ETH. Look at the difference, guys. $819 million. This is big numbers, while ETH is only at 282. I've been telling you guys from the beginning, there's much more interest, for Solana than, Ethereum. And the things are starting to heat up once again. And hopefully, if Bitcoin really starts, heating up, starts heading up to this 90K mark, and dominance starts pulling that. Dominance is something we're going to touch a little bit more on, and when you put that into perspective, you'll understand what I'm really saying. So you can see, breaking gen over, Nasdaq has partnered with BitGo to accelerate its Solana accumulation strategy, by discounted lock Solana from BitGo's OTC desk. So they're buying. Remember, this stock has gone up crazy amounts since they announced the strategic, Solana reserve that they're adding, which of course brought in a lot of excitement. That just tells you what's happening and how much interest not only is there for Solana, but how much interest there really is for digital assets from these institutions. So very, very exciting stuff. But let's take a look at, what's really happening with the price. So right now, dominance is sitting really, really high. And despite that fact, you're still looking at Sol sitting in the 61.8 Fibonacci retracement level. I personally believe, and I strongly believe this, I think if the dominance was not sitting this high, I think we would have seen the price of Sol within the 0.50 as of now, based off of where Bitcoin is sitting. If you're kind of looking at BTC right now, you're looking at Bitcoin sitting at $84,644. Obviously, pretty much it's breaking back into the 38.2 on the 11th of April. You're still seeing the price of Bitcoin, remaining within the 38.2 Fibonacci retracement level, which of course is nice to see. Obviously, has a long ways to go. Really needs to break above 86K mark. I think that would be a very nice, confirmation potentially for that retest up to that $88,000 to $90,000 price. But one step at a time right now. We're seeing a little bit of a hard time breaking out of that range, but that is something you need to kind of keep an eye out on. But looking at Sol, Sol is ranging within the 61.8 fib zone. Now let's kind of take a look at the next major key resistance, which again is only a 12% move, which prices Sol at $150. But again, if you want to put this into perspective, in order for us to get to back to this all-time high that we set for ourselves back at the beginning of this year, that's 120% increase from where we currently are. And I think once you cross this 166 key resistance, things can move up very fast. Yes, there is a major resistance around the 185, but after that, I think if the volume is on our side, things can move up very fast. And I do believe believe that, once you do start retesting, especially the 0.50 fib zone, Sol can move very, very fast. It's at $134. A part of me, I've shared this with you guys before, a part of me does not like Sol, kind of making a recovery right now too fast, because I want Solana to be in this range so I can accumulate. But of course, that's my personal, need. But again, that's not going to happen. Obviously, Sol's price is not going to wait for me to accumulate more Sol at a cheaper price. And again, that's my own personal opinion, not financial advice. I understand, the risk factor associated. And of course, I've done my due diligence research, and I would obviously invest what I can afford to lose when I accumulate. But yeah, from that $95 price point, you are looking at Sol up a 42% increase. We're retesting some of the levels we haven't seen, of course, since March 26th. And you are looking at the price of Solana wanting to break out. Are we going to see a major meme coin, mania really happening with Sol? Because, of course, once meme coins start heating up, guess what happens to the native token Sol? You need to have Solana in order to purchase, majority of these memes. So, of course, the demand for Sol skyrockets. So, let's see what happens. So far, so good. Still ranging around the $134 range. Obviously, a lot of resistance. If this is able to break out, personally do believe we could be making our way up to the 150 quite fast. But one step at a time. Let me know down below what you guys think. What are your personal predictions on Sol? Love you all. See you later from Crypto ZX, and peace out.